What is going on, Hive Warriors? So today we're going to talk about how to lose 40 pounds in 2 months with these foods. Now, what are the foods that you should be eating? Is it chicken and rice? Is it rice and broccoli? Like, what is it exactly? Now, when it comes to chicken and rice, it's very simple, right? It's a simplistic meal. It's incredibly repetitive, but it's simplistic because it provides the carbohydrates that you would require, as well as the protein that you will require, because chicken is lean, right? So at least even with that, you're removing a lot of the potential pitfalls with red meat in terms of like fat, right? And also just like cholesterol. Just a lot of things are healthier in terms of eating meat or protein that's more lean, like turkey or chicken, as opposed to eating something like red meat. And then of course the rice, it provides the carbohydrates. You could also swap out the rice and make it broccoli, and then it's less appealing, but it provides fiber, which the rice doesn't provide as much fiber as broccoli. So there's so much different things there that you could understand why the chicken and broccoli, rice and broccoli plate has been created or utilized in the fitness industry for so long. But here's the truth. The plate doesn't necessarily matter. In the sense, it does matter, and we're going to talk about it, but in the sense that you think it does, where you have to do the cliche foods, it doesn't necessarily matter. The thing that matters on your plate is how many calories are on there. Is the calories that's on that plate going to put you at a caloric surplus? If it is going to put you at a caloric surplus, then you will be not losing weight, and instead, in fact, you will be gaining weight, right? So it doesn't matter. You're not going to be losing weight fast, 40 pounds in 2 months, because you're overeating. So we got to get that very obvious, but sometimes very not obvious for so many people when they're just thinking about what's on the plate and not how much energy is on that plate. We have to get people thinking about that first, right? If your plate is at a caloric surplus, it doesn't matter if it's chicken, broccoli, whatever. If you have overeaten, and not just that plate, but just all your plates throughout the day collectively, if they're at a caloric surplus, mathematically, you're going to end up gaining weight. Now, here's the thing that you really need to pay attention to. How much protein is on your plate? Seriously, how much protein is on your plate? And the reason that I say it this way is because protein tends to be the item that, yes, although is the main attraction for your plate, it tends to actually be less of the overall macronutrient that you're eating. It tends to be not the one with the highest proportion to all of the other macronutrients. So usually you'll have more carbohydrates on your plate than you will have actual protein, because protein can get you full faster. This is the thing that we have to turn on its head, right? People need to stop just eating the normal plate in which it's a little bit of rice and like a chicken breast or 2 chicken breasts. Because what you end up doing is you end up actually having more carbohydrates than you do have protein. Now, you have to understand the dynamics between all of the different macronutrients. There are 3. There's protein, carbs, and fats, right? Fats are calorie dense, which means that per gram you get more calories within fats. And it's more calorie dense than carbohydrates and protein. And also it has the least thermic effect of the other 2. So fats is actually probably the worst thing that you could have more of on your plate, or even a little bit of. This is things that people do not think about. When you're putting olive oil in your food, when you're using olive oil for your salads, when you're using all these different oils, when you're adding a lot of butter, those things tend to start sneaking in more calories than you're perceiving, because it's just oil, it's just butter, right? It's just dressing. But really, you are adding more calorie dense calories to your plate, and you have to be very conscious of that. It's not to say don't use it at all, but the thing is that when people do use it, they don't pay attention to it so much because it seems so minuscule, but it actually contains the most calorie dense calories out of all of the things that is on your plate, the fats. So even if it comes from an oil substance, even if it comes from a solid substance, those are calorie dense items. So be very careful. If you have an air fryer and you don't need to use it to make sure that the meat or the food or whatever doesn't stick to the pan, use an air fryer. Cook your chicken with an air fryer. Season your chicken, use an air fryer. That can 100% help you, right? That's something that could definitely help you. But again, just pay attention because of its calorie dense nature. You can use it, but pay attention to it because those are the ones that can sneak in and you're not even thinking about it or have that into the equation, and it'll put you over when you least expect it, and you'll actually not lose weight because of it, right? So we got that out of the way. Now let's focus again on protein. Remember when I said fats is the lowest thermic effect food that you could consume? Protein is the highest thermic effect food that you can consume. Meaning, when you consume protein, you actually burn more calories in the act of consuming it because of its thermic effect. So basically, 30% of protein calories are used just to break down the protein calories that you're eating. You get where I'm going? You get what I'm saying here? If you consume 100 calories of protein, immediately 30 calories of those 100 calories are burned immediately so that it can actually break down those calories as you're eating protein. When it comes to carbohydrates, it's only up to 15 calories that are used in terms of its thermic effect. So protein is much more higher in its thermic effect, meaning that you're going to be more in line with weight loss or being at a caloric deficit or pushing yourself towards a caloric deficit more aggressively if you're still eating healthy and still eating the calories that you need, but most of them are coming from protein, because 30% of it, of course, is being used to break down the protein that you're eating. So this is why I say your plate should have more protein on it than everything else. Now you're probably thinking, yeah, but that just doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like I should do that because I feel like there should be a little bit more carbs. The thing that's great about protein is, this is the third element that makes protein really good. This is the third thing, is that the satiety level for protein tends to be higher than all the other food groups. This is what makes protein literally just one of the best, right? What am I talking about? It is the best thing that you could eat, because not only does it have a higher thermic effect, not only is it super tasty, right? It's very, very good. Like, who doesn't like meat, steak, chicken, right? Like, who doesn't like that stuff? I mean, I'm sure there's some people that don't like. I'm sure, you know what? There are groups that don't like this stuff, but for whatever reason, but still, like, consensus wise, I think a lot of people can agree it's pretty tasty, right? So there's the taste element there. And then there's also the fact that it tends to not be calorie dense, right? It tends to be good in terms of how much you're getting versus what the calories are for what you're getting. It has a high satiety. It has a high thermic effect. It helps improve muscle building. So all of these, and muscle building, protecting muscle, building muscle, that all helps to actually improve your metabolism. So overall, it's helping you actually keep your metabolism high as you're losing weight, because then it becomes much harder to be at a caloric deficit because you're getting smaller and smaller. Therefore, the energy expenditure becomes lower and your metabolism becomes lower. So increasing your muscle helps increase your metabolism and combat that metabolism, basal metabolic rate reduction. So it does all of that, and then you feel full when you eat it at the same time. So it's giving you everything you need to be able to stick to a weight loss goal, to be able to speed up a weight loss goal, and to be able to meet your weight loss goal. So the thing that matters on your plate, these foods, it's really just one food. Ensuring that you are increasing your protein intake. It doesn't matter necessarily where you're getting your protein from, where's the protein source coming from, but ensuring that the majority of what is on your plate is protein, because one, you will be full faster. Two, you will not have that much calories to be full because of its high satiety. Three, it has a higher thermic effect. So that means that the proportions of the calories that you'll be eating, since the protein is more on your plate than all of the other macronutrients, 30% of that protein proportion will be broken down. So most of what you're eating will have a 30% breakdown of the calories just to consume that food. Is going to help you in retaining and building muscle, especially during body recomposition. If you're losing weight, but you've not trained in the gym, or you're going for the first time, or you're working out for the first time. So all of that will come with simply consuming protein more than all of the other macronutrients. I know some people are like, no, but fats, they help me do this and they help me do that. I get it. I absolutely get it. But if you are not doing anything specific, like you're not doing a keto diet or anything like that, there's no benefit to eating more fats than there is to eating more protein, right? If you're going to have carbs and fats and protein, increasing your fats is not going to help you. But increasing your protein more than all of your other macronutrients, that's 100% going to help you. And also, make sure to pay attention to your fats, because if you're not just eating fats to do the keto diet or the Atkins diet or whatever, if you're not just eating fats, is going to really start creeping up on you if you're not paying attention to it. So the main takeaway from this video is protein is the most important macronutrient. I don't care what nobody says. It is the best one because of all of its different attributes. They all work in your favor in terms of muscle growth, in terms of weight loss, in terms of satiety, in terms of feel good, in terms of longevity, in terms of you being able to stick to it. It all works perfectly because it checks every box. Even the box of your desire to eat it is a box that it checks. So to me, protein is simply a no-brainer, and it will help you lose weight super fast. And I love that it doesn't have to be any specific food item, because that's the thing that gets me so annoyed, that it just got to be this and it just got to be that. No, make sure you're getting your fiber. Yes, make sure you're getting your macronutrients in. Yes, but there doesn't have to be a specific food. The macronutrients is the macronutrient. It doesn't matter if it's coming from one source or the other. One source might have a healthier version of that macronutrient, and that's fine. But we're talking about weight loss, specifically weight loss. If it's about weight loss, it doesn't matter if it's 200 proteins, if it's 300 calories from chicken or 300 calories from steak. It's 300 calories from 2 protein sources. That's it. Hopefully this video has helped you guys. And if you want to learn how to lose 30 pounds in 30 days with specific tactics where we break down exactly what you need to do in terms of your workout, in terms of how to eat, what to do, everything to a T, go ahead and click right here. This video will take you there. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also share this with your friends or family who need help with weight loss and need to understand what exactly to eat. Hopefully this video can help them as well. I'll go ahead and see you guys in this video. Peace out.